Welcome back to part 2 of this week's podcast. In the first part, we looked at the action from the McDonald Cup and the Super League. And this part, we'll be looking at the Premier League, League One, and we'll also be announcing the monthly award winners at the end of this show. And it's with the Premier League that we start. Achill Rovers secured a very important 3 points with 3-2 win over Con Rangers on Saturday evening. Rangers remain in the bottom 2 after this defeat, as their young side continue to find life difficult in what's a very competitive division. Owen Prendergast and Ger Lovett put Rangers ahead twice, and Brandon McGing and Chris Western got the equalisers for Rovers. Rangers went down to 10 men, and this allowed Achill to get into the game. The winner came when Kevin Carey found Brandon McGing with a neat pass, and McGing coolly slotted the ball into the bottom left-hand corner of the net. Rovers now move up to 5th place, 5 points away from the relegation places.
Martin, a great win, 3 points badly needed tonight in what was a big 6-pointer of a game.
Yeah, it was a huge game for both teams. You know, we're at the wrong end of the table, and it was just nice to come out on top. I thought we deserved it in the end, although Con played their part in a great game, and on another day they could have won it. They played some good football, and you know, the sending off had a big impact on the game.
And right through the team, like, you know, there's much better performance all over compared to the game against Ballyglass last week.
Yeah, we were very disappointed last week, and we knew it ourselves, and everyone stepped up. You know, a lot of guys put in a huge effort tonight. Chris Western, Joe Murray, Brandon McGing and Dean Guthrie up top, and Kevin Carey in midfield, Martin Doolan, you know, even Sean Scott in goal. He pulled off a couple of cracking saves, so it was a huge performance from all the lads.
Glenhest Rovers got back to winning ways as they put 4 past Ballyglass B, with all the goals coming in an impressive 15 minutes just after half-time. David Walsh headed home the first goal of the game on 47 minutes. Matthew Redmond added a second 3 minutes later, and Chris Rowland made it 3-0 on 55 minutes as he finished off a great cross from Cathal Chambers. Chambers then made it 4-0 from the penalty spot on the hour mark to keep his side level on points, with Snugborough at the top of the table.
Tight, first half tight game, chances, both sides created a good few chances. We had a few good one-on-one with the keeper saved and got 1 or 2 clear off the line. Our keeper pulled off a few good saves, some Ballyglass free kick and 1 or 2 other chances to have, but close enough first half. Went in 0-0 at half time and just regrouped and made a couple of switches in at half time and started the second half off very well. So it was a good 15-minute performance in second half, killed off the game, just made it nice and handy for the last half hour of the match. So happy enough now after that, joined top with Snugborough at the halfway stage. So big game with Fahy now next weekend, just to get set up for that, and then we have Snugborough in a few weeks' time, so that's the crunch one, but we'll worry about that in a while.
On Sunday morning, Westport United B got their second win in a row to give themselves a chance of survival in the Premier Division. They won a crucial 6-pointer at the bottom of the table as they got a very important 2-0 win over neighbours Fahy Rovers. Snugborough United got their 6th league win in a row in a very entertaining 6-4 win over fellow promotion hopefuls Ballyhonest Town. Snugborough got off to a great start with 3 goals in the opening 5 minutes. Sean Curry headed them in front, and he added a second from the penalty spot minutes later. Indy Lavelle added a third with a brilliant right foot shot that flew past the Ballyhonest keeper. Ballyhonest pulled a goal back almost immediately, but Curry completed his hat-trick from the penalty spot to put his side firmly in control. The first half scoring didn't end there, as Ballyhonest made it 4-2 and Curry headed home his 4th of the game from a Norbert Carroll free kick. Ballyhonest made a game of it in the second half, and they scored 2 more goals to make it 5-4, before Curry put the result beyond doubt as his fierce shot from outside the area secured all 3 points for Aaron Curry's side.
Yeah, great game out there. 10 goals. We got off to a flying start. We were 3-0 up after 5 minutes, and all credit to Ballyhonest, who were back in the game, I think in the 6th minute. So that kind of set the tone for the match, really. I think it was 5-2 at half time. We should have been fairly comfortable at that stage, but you know, Ballyhonest came out much the stronger team in the second half, and they really put us under serious pressure. Clawed it back to 5-4, and then, you know, brilliant goal by Sean Curry, his 5th of the game to get us out of jail really at the end, 6-4. Both sides probably won't be too happy with the defensive side of things today, but you know, some unreal goals out there, and some great football as well. So yeah, 3 points were vital for us today, and we're just delighted to come away with the 3, and we'll move on.
Swinford missed the chance to move back to within 3 points of the top 2 as they were held to a 2-2 draw by Bangor Hibs. Hibs took an early lead as Anthony Coyle hit a thunderbolt of a shot past the Swinford keeper after just 3 minutes. Hibs came close to extending their lead on a few occasions, but Swinford went in level on terms as Joe Slevin slotted home a penalty 4 minutes before half-time. Swinford then took the lead 10 minutes into the second half when Peter McNicholas struck a brilliant half volley from 30 yards that flew in over Pat McHale in the Bangor goal. Hibs though were back on level terms with 15 minutes to go as Brian McHale calmly finished from 8 yards out after some good work by Tommy Conroy in the area. Swinford thought they had won it right at the death on 2 occasions as Paddy O'Donnell hit the post and then he looked to have grabbed the winner as he rounded McHale, only for the young netminder to somehow grasp the ball as O'Donnell was about to strike the ball into an empty net.
We weren't really expecting a point today, to be honest. We were expecting a really tough game, and that's what we ended up getting in the end. But it was 2 strikes, 2 great strikes, one from Anthony. Kept us in the game, but to hold on with the extra man wasn't really what we were hoping for. But it was a close-knit game, and we did well to hold out in the end.
Important point where we are on the table.
It's a great point, yeah, great point. We needed it today because there's a team behind us that could easily have leapfrogged us today if they get a win. And yeah, it was a great point on the road.
We left the 3 points in the pitch, lads. Hit the post the last 2 minutes, and we had a one-on-one there that the keeper somehow got his hand. I'm not sure how he did, but he did. So unfortunate today, yeah.
Yeah, that's you're still well there in the promotion way halfway through the season.
I think we're joint third now in half of the season, so we'll push on and keep going, and we'll be thereabouts. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, must be happy with some of the performances out there. Some very good goals. Peter McNicholas, great goals.
Yeah, Penny's a screaming today now, yeah, from the right side. Performance is outstanding. Everyone's playing well. There's no one playing bad. Unfortunately, now it's 10 men again today, but that's what happens.
Manula B have stayed on top of the pile in the 3-store League 1 with a hard-fought 4-2 win over 9-man Crossmolina. Manula started off the better and took the lead midway through the first half as Paddy Canavan fired home from an acute angle after Shane Howley could only parry a free kick into his path. Crossmolina went in level at the break as Sean Cadden hit a half volley from the edge of the box that found the bottom right-hand corner of the net. Crossmolina then went ahead minutes after the break as Cadden fed Shane Hinnigan inside the area and he curled the ball into the bottom right-hand corner of the net to leave the keeper with no chance. Keith Gallagher was then sent off for a second caution before Matty Nolan hit the goal of the game, a screamer from the edge of the box into the top left-hand corner of the net. Crossmolina were then reduced to 9 men as Nicholas Gallagher was sent off for a last-ditch tackle. Crossmolina then enjoyed their best spell of the second half, but it was Nolan that put Manula back in front as he hit another cracking goal from outside the area with 7 minutes remaining. Desi Campbell then rounded off the scoring and he finished from close range from a Roger Clark cross from the left-hand side. Ballinat Town B continued their recent good run of form with a 6-3 win over fellow promotion hopefuls Killala. In a very entertaining first half, the sides went in at 3-3, but it was Ballinat that pulled away in the second half as they cemented their place in the promotion places. Jordan Delaney got 2, Mark Beattie, Shane Divers, Dale Hopkins and Martin Maughan were all on target for Philly Divers' side, and they set themselves up perfectly for the Toner Cup semi-final clash with Manula B next weekend. Castlebar Celtic B got another win as they came from behind to pick up the 3 points with a 2-1 victory over Kilmore. Kilmore led at the break, but Nicky Canning made it 1-1 before player-manager Brian Mannion got the late winner in the second half. Mulroney United got their second win of the season on Sunday, and like the first, it came against Partry Athletic. When they met on the opening day of the season, Mulroney won 1-0, but this was a very different game as they came away with an 8-5 victory in a very open encounter in Corran. And a quick look at the table. Snugborough and Glenhest both joint top on 22 points, followed by Ballyhonus and Swinford, both on 17. And the big games next week. Snugborough United travel to Achill Rovers, while Glenhest, they face Fahy Rovers. And in 3-store League 1, Manula B still on top there, 2 points ahead of Ballinat Town B, and down the bottom it's Mulroney United and Partry. And next week, break from league action as we turn to the Toner Cup, Ballinat Town B and Manula B, and Crossmolina and Killala in that big local derby. And now it's time to announce our award winners for May. First of all, we have the Team of the Month sponsored by Hastings Insurances. And the award for Team of the Month for May goes to Snugbury United, who are the informed side in the Castlecourt Hotel Premier League. They won both their league games to make it 4 league wins in a row and also progressed in the Connacht Gold Premier Cup. And next up, it's the Manager of the Month. And the Manager of the Month award for May goes to Mick Duffy from Ballina Town. Mick has led Ballina to an unbeaten start in the 2018 season, going into the month of May, and this continued as they won both their league games without conceding a goal and also made it through to the quarter-finals of the Connacht Gold Super Cup with a win over Bangor Hibs. And now it's time to move on to the Players of the Month, sponsored by the Sheepwalk Bar in Swinford. And the Elverleys Sports League Player of the Month for May is James O'Donnell from Westport United. James has become a versatile player for John Russell's side, and he already has put in some brilliant performances so far this season. And the Player of the Month in the Castlecourt Hotel Premier League is Glenhast Rovers youngster Cathal Chambers. Cathal has been a revelation as his side has moved to the top of the Premier League. In May, he scored in all 3 games his side played, including a late winner against Achill Rovers and a goal in the Cup and League games against Con Rangers. It's the top goal scorer in the 3-store League 1 that wins the Player of the Month for May, as Dale Hopkins from Ballinatown B is a unanimous choice. Dale scored 5 league goals and 1 in the Cup, as Ballinatown recorded 3 victories in the month of May. In the Killeen Sports Ground League 2, the award goes to Dylan Ralph from Ballavari Blue Bombers. The midfielder has been in fine form this season and played a key part in their win over tabletoppers Hollister at the end of May. And finally, our Young Player of the Month comes from the current league champions, as Mikey O'Brien from Westport United is the winner for the month of May. O'Brien has been an integral part of John Russell's side since he returned from Sligo Rovers, and he has been a regular on the right-hand side of the pitch, where he's been heavily involved in a number of goals last month as he continued his excellent start to the season. And that's it for this week. Join us next week when we'll be looking at the Tundra Cup semi-finals, the Super League, Premier League and League 2. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.